Good morning, everyone. Just going to set up quickly. All live. Brilliant. Thank you, Jamie. Right, so this morning, it's only a quick one. Today we're going to be talking about website speed, why it's important, and things to think about. This is very topical. It's come up quite a lot recently with a few clients. So just give a general thoughts and feelings on it, and then obviously discuss it a little bit further in more detail. So, does website speed matter to you? The answer is yes, it does. Overall, yes, it does. And the first big one to think about, this is the first, and it's quite a simple concept to think about here. It goes into your user experience of your site. If your site takes 10 seconds to load, that's a bad user experience. You know, how many of you would go to a site and let it take that much time to load before you jump off? You know, a lot of people, I'm bad for it myself. If a site takes a while to load, get rid of it, go to the next one, because I don't feel as if I'm getting the experience that I want. And this is for a lot of people, and this actually goes into search rankings. So that classifies in under a user experience in search engines. When your site gets graded against it, that's one of the reasons why site speed is so important. So that brings me into the nice second part of it. So now we've talked about, we know we want it there for user experience. We need nice quick things to load to help users retain them on the site. The next part is your SEO. Your SEO value goes up because your site is fast. You know, the quicker a page is to load, the better it is. And this is very important for your business, because if you think about it, your business needs to have better SEO. So you're going to need better speed. Obviously, there comes a point there may be reasons that you need to worry slightly less on the speed, and not be so obsessed to getting to a score of 100 out of 100, because the amount of time development going into making sure that it's 100 out of 100 can take a long time. So like a cost effectiveness may go down of getting it to 100. So getting into a stable state where it's over a score on, say for instance, the Google Insight list, if it's a score over 18, then you're pretty in a good place there. So things not to worry about on this then is your budget versus what you want. Yeah, and it's a big thing. If you can understand that getting a score to 100% out of 100, it's going to take a budget. It's going to take a large amount of time. No matter what website you make, when you launch it, the speed will be obviously thought of, but it may not. The criteria that you're being judged against from when something is made may change. So this happens quite a lot. So in the last couple of years or so, Google have changed the way they rank image compression. So a lot of previously included image compression plugins, for instance in WordPress, have all of a sudden given your website a bad score, even though it's not a bad score technically. You've got a fast website. Your website is really fast, and on looking at other services to grade your speed, you come up really well. But because they've changed it on theirs, your score goes from being 80, 90 down to like 40, 50, and you're thinking, hang on a second, why is this? Now it's just because they changed their the way they rank image compressions, and your images need to be either smaller and more compressed. And then it's very topical. This is why it's very topical, because we've built a few sites recently where people are going, well, why has the speed test gone slightly down? I'm like, well, the speed hasn't changed. The criteria of marking has changed, so we need to look at how we prepare for that. So it's very topical, very on the moment sort of thing, going through what we're doing at the moment. Now, like I said, I've mentioned some of the tools here. Very quickly, you want to be using Google Speed Insight. I'll just quickly check what the URL is. It is, I've got to open it. developers.google/speed/page/speed/insights. And then obviously that will give you a very brief overview of things you could do. And then the thing I have to point out here is the way that they do this ranking is obviously very important, but it's not everything, because it's all what they're asking you to do is make changes based on things that are usually problems for websites. A lot of people take what they say is that's the gospel truth and how they're going to rank you, then the answer is not. It just isn't. Because what they'll rank you on is your page speed. You know, that's the important factor. How fast does your page load? How fast do images take to come to your website? That's the important part of it. These are things that they mark you against, are things that are usually going to bring your page speed down. So by them looking at these things, saying these are going to mark you down probably, and these are things you should improve. That's not to say that you shouldn't improve them. Over time, gradually, yes, over-improve them. Make sure these things are working. But just understanding that criteria can change at any moment. They change their algorithm, and then they think, yeah, we'll just change it. So like I said, your score can change. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. The second one, to get a more realistic view on your website, is tools.pingding.com. And on that, you've got or you can just Google search the Pingdom website speed test, and that will give you a more accurate state of how fast your site really is, and it's a nice UI to it. So you can have something where Google is saying your website is not, because they don't give, it's really weird, they not telling you how fast your website is. They don't break it down for you. They just give you a score out of 100, and they're saying one thing, and then the actual real score, someone like Pingdom's looking at the actual speed of it, they're saying, well, no, you're good, you're really good. So it's about matching up, making sure that the goals across the whole thing are sort of the same, but not worrying too much if one says you're bad and the other one says you're good. If you're going to worry about pure page speed, I would look at Pingdom, and then look to use the insights from the Google Insights, use those insights that they're giving you to then try and improve later on. So that's today's one. Nice and quick, wasn't too long today. I'm just going to quickly, got you on the wrong tab now. Nice and quick one today. Probably going to try and get some other small bits of videos up this week. We're quite busy this week and next week, so we're going to try and keep the videos a little bit shorter. So thanks for watching, and yeah, have a great week.